Yo, quick Money Monday manifesto. You heard? It's your boy Jay back here with another vid. Hope y'all doing well, blessed, on your purpose, getting to a bag, all that good shit. Let's respect our women, G. That's what today's video is gonna be about. Let's respect our women. And for you, it's a Money Monday, Monday motivation, all that type of good stuff. So you need to stop acting like a bitch too, right? So let's get into it, man. If you're a dude watching this video, stop acting like a B word and start respecting your women. And the reason I'm saying this is because I see a lot of misogyny out here, toxic masculinity, misogynistic behavior. I used to be in the same mindset, right? And I think it has a lot to do with the quote unquote red pill movement, self-improvement. We had this whole section of like the red pill to where it's a lot of dudes spend a lot of good game, right? Get on your purpose, hit the gym, make some money, become the best version of yourself. All that's great. But a lot of the views and ideologies when it comes to women is all geared to you having this big harem of girls that you just dating. And the reason I wanted to make this video, right, is because I've benefited so much from the women in my life. It's crazy. Like, I found myself, again, having these misogynistic thoughts where it's like, oh, women is beneath men, or women is your property and they shouldn't have male friends and you should have control over their life and they should, do everything in submission to the man, all this good stuff, right? And, ultimately, again, I came to this realization when I was just reflecting, talking to my mom, like, man, my mom is really the GOAT when it comes to the advice. And, having a girl previously and just like, man, she was really the GOAT when it came to the device. Or my grandma, she's really the GOAT when it comes to the device. Or my other grandma, she's really the GOAT when it comes to the device. And I'm just like, man, I get a lot of great advice and wisdom from women. And in my opinion, that's because they're more tapped in intuitively with the universe, with God, with spirit. So a lot of the things, when they're in that flow state, when they feel good, when they feel comfortable, they're able to share and spill a lot of wisdom and game that can help you in your life. Because that's pretty much what the Most High is putting in their life to do. At the end of the day, God's greatest gift to man was the woman. He created Adam first, pulled Eve out of Adam because it said it's not good for man to be alone. So here's a wife, right? And she's going to help you in life. And women help you. Women help us, bro, because we think logical. We don't really see the depth of understanding of the big picture, and we don't necessarily understand our emotions that much. And that's what I want to transition to when it comes to stop being a bitch, because it's like a lot of this behavior and misogynistic tendencies towards women comes from a hurt place. Like, I'm not trying to, basically bash men or nothing like that, but we get hurt, right? Like a girl may break your heart. You may try to get a girl and she may reject you. You may be in a relationship, she breaks your heart, whatever. And now we have this resentment towards women, or we start to generalize how they are, and that's just not always the case with all women, or all women are sluts, or all women are stupid, or they don't do this, or they don't do this. And it's like, so old air of just ego speaking through, because it's like, why don't we love our women? Like, that's the ideal of masculinity, is love. Is like divine masculinity is a loving type of energy. It's not a neglecting type of energy. It's a, I want to give you the world, and then she naturally takes that energy and then gives it back to you. But we be so misogynistic, caught up in ego, thinking that a lot of women just are here to serve men, when that's not the case. They're here to serve their purpose, and their purpose is to form a family with a God-fearing, following man. And a lot of us ain't that, right? Because if we was that, we wouldn't be acting the way that we do. We don't act out of love. We don't act out of pureness. We don't act out of, in most of the cases, right? Maybe the people watching my channel, maybe y'all a little different. I would appreciate it. But I know me, even trying to go on this righteous, right, pure path, got caught up in the red pill because it has a lot of self-improvement hacks and tips and things to improve. But, it leads you to a mindset that's ultimately not going to get the results, not going to get the best results, the optimal results that we can get. Because, again, going back to the beginning, the purpose of us being on this earth, even from a biological standpoint, is to survive and reproduce. So in order for us to do that and do it in the most efficient way, you will want to do it in a family context. A child is best raised when it has both the mother and the father in the household, and they working together to nurture and pour love into this child in its own unique way, right? So with us, having this misconstrued version of what life's supposed to be like, we supposed to just have sex with all these girls, and ultimately that's not going to lead to a healthy family. And the only reason that we do that is because we acting like bitches. We too caught up in our feelings. As a man, we supposed to be more logical about these things, right? Okay, bet. To get the most optimal results out of life, I should have a family. I should pick a good wife. I should have kids, and I should build a business. And this is probably going to set me up for the best life, right? And instead of that, we get caught in our feelings. Oh, she did me wrong, so I'm going to go flex on her with every single girl. Or, I'm gonna cuss her out. Or I'm going to act off lust and want to sleep with all these girls. And like a lot of this stuff is just coming from seeking pleasure in the moment. Oh, she's coming at me, I feel disrespected, so the thing that'll bring me pleasure is putting her down so it doesn't hurt my ego. Or, hey, I want to have sex with more variety of women, so therefore I'm not going to commit, and I'm going to talk down on committing, and I'm going to make an analogy about how men was never supposed to commit, So I'm passionate about this right now because I feel like I've downplayed the value that I've received from the women in my life, and I feel bad about that, right? Like, at the end of the day, I feel like we talk a lot about the men's problems in today's society, which is true, but there's a lot of problems that good women go through. We know about the bad women that seeking attention, Instagram, they get in their way in their early 20s. But what about the solid ones? What about the ones that's really staying solid and they just looking for a good dude, but every time they come across one, a dude is not giving them what they need? Not giving the love, not pouring the right energy, not doing these things, because we've been brainwashed too. We talk about them wanting attention. We want control. We want control over the situation. We want to say, this is my territory, and anybody that comes close to my car, like a woman's not a car, right? Like a woman's a human being with their own mindset, with their own philosophies. And just because they have friends doesn't mean that they're sleeping with those friends. So it's just a lot of stuff that we can get cut to the facts on with the generalizations we make about women to therefore give us a better and healthier mindset that's going to probably lead to better and longer term relationships with those women. And again, going back to what I said in the beginning, having those relationships with the women is beneficial. God put them in our life for a reason. We talk a lot about the network and the man pack and the wolf pack, having your boys, which is crucial, very, very important. But the women you surround yourself with is equally as important. We talk about, Tate, I heard him talk about the queen on the chessboard and how it can jump from anywhere. That's true, right? So having assets of women on your team is good, and it doesn't mean you have to sleep with them. That's like a animalistic, fleshly, emotional, feeling type of behavior to where you want to just get your nut off. You want to just get your release. You just want to have sex. You just want to conquer her. You just want to do this instead of being strategic. You feel me? Like, what if you put her on your team, placed her in the right position? Now she got you in the door here. Now you in this area. Now you can network with this person. Now you just close the deal. Because you being logical, you being smart, you being strategic. You're not thinking with your little head, you thinking with your big head. And you're leveraging their assets, their value, the intuition, the ability to go into different rooms. You're leveraging that. And then you're giving them the strength, the masculinity, and the logical and the direction and the order that comes from being a man. And that's the way that it was designed to be. That was like the cohesive nature of masculine and feminine energy. But there's such an off balance. And I think it starts with us men in our feminine energy because we seeking pleasure so much. We seeking the porn sites, the Netflix, the bad food, sitting on the couch all day, just trying to swiping right and finding girls on Tinder. Like, we just trying to get nuts off, bro. And do your thing, man, to each his own. I'm just saying, bro, if you want the best, most optimal results based on the studies, we can go to the studies. Like, what's a child that's most likely to be successful is a person that's raised in a 2-parent household, in a certain type of environment, with a certain type of mindset. So we can look at the data and say, hey, this is what works better, and think logically and say, let's go into this direction and commit to that process. It's just like committing to a purpose. It's just like committing to a business. It's just like committing to your health goals. It's just like committing to stepping out your comfort zone and going to network with people. You could commit to building a family and building a great relationships and community of people around you, men and women. That's what you could commit to, and that'll probably lead you to the most optimal results, right? But again, we just get caught up in these feelings. We get caught up in our anger. We get caught up in our lust. We get caught up in our fear. You know, if I commit, if I open up, if I be fully vulnerable with this person, if I fully give myself, if I fully love myself, she gonna take my heart and do what the last girl did to it. She gonna throw me to the side. She gonna leave me. She not gonna reciprocate. I'm gonna give myself, because we feel that hurt, bro. Like when we fully commit to something and then it gets taken away, we feel that hurt. But that's a blessing, right? Because the more pain, the more hurt that we go through, the more that we can grow. And then we can get these new perspectives. I'm only having this new perspective through being hurt. God puts us through things so that way we can learn. But instead of embracing it, going towards it, thinking logical about the situation, we think emotionally and say, well, I'm gonna do this, well, I'm gonna get back on her, I'm gonna show her, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. But it's like, that's just you faking out your feelings, your ego, and then you're not going to, again, get the results. You're not going to experience the ultimate fulfillment and best life possible, because you're going to be avoiding a long-term commitment. You're going to be avoiding to put your emotions involved. You're going to be avoiding all the stuff that's going to lead to a greater, tighter bond relationship, and therefore you're not going to have it. Or you're going to self-sabotage when you get it, because you think, subconsciously you have certain beliefs that's hindering against what you consciously want to do. Consciously, you could say, oh, I want a girlfriend, I want a wife, I want to build a family, cool. But, the problem with watching so much red pill content or getting brainwashed with modern men beliefs, we're going to have those subconscious thoughts and patterns in our psyche. So then we hear certain things, we get triggered. Now we want to respond. Or she do something and now we getting triggered. And it creates a feeling of just discomfort in our stomach. And again, I encourage people to think in those situations, because, somebody come at me, all right, bro, you being a simp, like, blah, blah, blah. Women can't just be out here acting crazy and you just allowing it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying when we have those feelings and when we have those uncomfortable situations, let's just stop, think logical for a moment and say, is this a thought out of fear or is this a thought out of love? Is this a thought thinking the best in the situation? Because we should always be thinking the best. We should always be thinking positive, best case scenario. This is all working out. And then when we're presented with new evidence, when we're presented with new facts, then we just move accordingly. But if you ain't been presented with no new facts, you just assuming based on a previous model of the world that you had. Oh, if a girl hangs out with a guy, she's secretly sleeping with him. Like, just think of the logic of that. Because once you start talking to a higher quality, higher spiritual, a better version of a person or woman, they're not looking at all relationships as sexual. That's such a low gratification, pleasuring thing. Like, oh, I'm linking up with the opposite sex, it has to be sexual. Like, no, like you can provide value in a different way because we have different energies, we're all unique, different people. And I'm kind of going on a loop right now, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. The premise of the story, man, respect and honor the women in your life, bro. Take a second out your day to say thank you, mom, thank you, grandma, thank you. Because I know they done gave y'all some game too. And they done put y'all on a better path and allow you to process your feelings, your emotions, and move better in life and giving you that loving, nurturing energy that you needed at the time. Because that's what they're here for. That's what they're here to do. So appreciate that, G. And don't disrespect them. Don't put them down. Look at them as God's greatest gift. Put them in a more esteem, like put them in a higher level. Look at it like, damn, put them on a pedestal. Not to say put them over yourself, because you should already be on a pedestal, but they should be right there with you. You shouldn't be looking down and saying, hey, you serve my feet. No, let's both serve God together in righteousness and love. And what that looks like in practicality is I'm going to serve the God in you, you're going to serve the God in me. Give me what I need, which is love, which is growth, which is commitment, which is loyalty, which is things that's going to ultimately get you to your best version of yourself and get me to my best version of self. And that's how we can be fulfilled, get the best results, create great families again, and restore this world, restore our communities, restore the love back into the behavior. Because right now it's a lot of fear, it's a lot of anger, it's a lot of greed, it's a lot of evil behavior going on. And it's just based off of root traumas that we need to process and understand about ourselves and get off these phones, go sit with ourselves, think about, what we took in, what we haven't, and then just start to reprogram to the right way that's going to actually get the results. And y'all know what gets the results. Let's not be stupid. Families get the results. If we talking about ultimate love, ultimate fulfillment, ultimate success, So let's think logically, men. Stop thinking from our emotions of I'm trying to have sex or I'm trying to avoid getting cheated on or I'm trying to avoid getting hurt again. You a man. It's okay if you get hurt. Move accordingly. Make better decisions. It's just teaching you a lesson to make you better, to enjoy life more. That's all I got for this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Happy Money Monday. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.